What is Civilization 5? Civilization 5 is a turn-based strategy game in which your focus is building up your selected nation into a superpower. The game does not have a campaign, but it features a great array of custom maps and scenarios in which the player can control different nations. For example, the Russians or the Aztecs. There are 5 ways to win a game of Civilization 5. Domination victory, cultural victory, science victory, diplomatic victory, or score victory. The domination victory is achieved by holding the last regional capital city. The cultural one is by researching the Utopia project. The science one involves launching the first spaceship, the diplomatic one winning the United Nations vote, and the score one is by having the highest score in a preset year, for example 2050. Each civilization is led by a great leader from history and gets a few special benefits and units, so it's important to consider what type of victory you're out to achieve before setting your nationality. For example, the Germans have powerful units like the Panzer tank and tend to go for a domination victory, while the Persians tend to go for a cultural or diplomatic one. Players can further customize their game by selecting, for example, the starting age or the planet's climate. The interface is also very user-friendly, helping the player making his decisions fast, allowing him more time to spend on strategizing rather than selecting a unit. The fact that there is no more espionage or religion might be a bad news for old Civ players, but do not be frightened. The game still runs smoothly and offers a great experience. Also, religion, for example, will come back in the expansion Civilization 5 Gods and Kings, but that's a story for another time. Unlike its predecessors, in Civilization 5 the combat grid is hexagonal, and you cannot stack military units in the same hexagon. This forces players to take a more tactical route instead of just massing armies into a square. Honestly, I like it, since the combat feels more like a game of chess than a game of having more units than your opponent. Also, ranged units can now fire over other units, implying an even more tactical strategy. Another feature new to the Civilization series is the addition of city-states. City-states are single city nations that the player can either make allies of, ignore, or attack and take over. Gaining the favor of these city-states gives you certain benefits, from culture to units, but I ultimately found them quite boring because of the limited interactions you can have with them. The advisors also make a return, but you won't use them too often, except the automation of units or that little icons that represent their suggestions. The graphics are rather good and the soundtrack fits the game perfectly, but every game has its flaws. The aggressive AI usually tends to push you towards a domination victory while you aspire, for example, at a diplomatic one. The huge loading times when there are a lot of players or when you have played the game for quite some time. This problem may also occur even on high-spec computers. The absence of certain features like the religion or the espionage. Glitches that appear while playing the multiplayer, like the unresponsive buttons, and the auto-exploration, which sometimes makes your units go into city-states territory. All of this, unfortunately, prevent the game from reaching its true potential. I would say that Civilization 5 is one of the best strategy games of 2010, that will suck you in for countless of hours. I consider that every strategy enthusiast should acquire this game because he will have a blast. Even though it has its flaws, I consider that this is one of those games that everyone should check out. For more reviews, be sure to subscribe. You can also visit our website, and there will be a link in the description for that. Goodbye!